बजट हम लोग खर्चा नहीं कर पाए।
A very good afternoon to all of you participants who are present in the room as well as who have joined us online. Today we have assembled to have the 16th lecture in our monthly scientific interactive lecture series. Today we will be discussing on the topic water pollution and recent trends in water conservation. I am privileged to announce and share with you that our resource person, Professor Sanjay Kumar Sinha, Associate Professor and in charge, Department of Physics from BIT Mishra, Patna campus, is here with us. I welcome you, sir, and we are privileged to have you here. Now, moving further in the program, I would like to request Sri S. Chandrasekhar ji, Member Secretary of this board, to present a welcome address.
Honorable Chairman, Bihar State Pollution Control Board, Professor, our esteemed speaker of today's lecture, Professor S.K. Sinha, Associate Professor and in charge, Department of Physics, BIT Mishra, Patna campus, Patna. Dear colleagues who are present here physically and the virtual participants, I take this opportunity to welcome all of you for this and monthly scientific interactive lecture series. This is the 16th lecture in the series of which the Pollution Control Board has honestly been endeavoring to pass on the latest happenings around the environment-related sector. And today's topic is very much relevant for not only Bihar but also everywhere. Water pollution, when the number of industries grow, automatically the effluents are. It's obvious that effluents have to be will generate, and that puts a lot of tremendous stress on the aquatic ecosystem. So while managing this water pollution, we should also strive to have a sustainable living livelihood for the people in the state. So this topic of today's is very, very important. And for your information, I would also like to highlight here that when we compare the recent trends in the groundwater table here in Bihar, the trend is very alarming. In 2020 groundwater resource assessment report, there were only 5 blocks identified as overexploited. But in the 2022 groundwater assessment report of the Central Groundwater Authority, 8 blocks have been identified overexploited. And interestingly, the entire Patna urban agglomeration, for the first time, they have taken up the million-plus city area also, state headquarters. Patna entire urban agglomeration plus Hajipur block proper and one Mushahari block in Muzaffarpur. These are all coming under overexploited area, which we have never even imagined. That on one hand we have flooding issue, on the other hand we are witnessing a drastic drop in the water table level. So really today's this topic is very much relevant for all of us. So I look forward to hearing, sir. I welcome you once again, sir, Professor S.K. Sinha, sir. And for also, I thank you for sparing your valuable time for coming over here. So on behalf of all the participants, on behalf of our Honorable Chairman, I welcome you once again, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. As sir has already told that we have a very learned resource person today with us. So to introduce him and about his works, I would like to request my colleague Sri Arun Kumar ji, the board analyst of this board, to present about the faculty of today's program.
Welcome, sir. Honorable Chairman, respected Minister, and all other colleagues. I have an opportunity to introduce our eminent faculty member, Dr. S.K. Sinha, which is MSc, PhD, Associated Professor and in charge of Physics, BIT Mesra, Patna campus. Recipient of Best Research Award by BRFST, Government of India, 2013. Institute Fellowship at RIT Jamshedpur during PhD 1995 to 1999. Working and the professional experiences which he has, work as a technical executive in Wipro 1987 to 1989. Working in BIT Mesra from 9th April 2002, Department of Physics, BIT Mesra. April 2002 to September 2006, BIT Mesra Patna campus. And September 2006 to onward. His professional experience is ferroelectric or dielectric material, PTZ, PT material, geolite material, lithium, titanium material, phase change material, wave phase. Provisional Indian patent is the design of his phase change material, PCM, and thermoelectric Peltier hybrid refrigeration system for various vegetables and fruits. India patent on the topic machine learning based approach to study the antimicrobial and anti-cancer potential of silver nanoparticles, which is published. Indian patent filed on waste material composites as NPK fertilizer. The text of, he has published some books also, text and references book. The material characterization techniques submitted to Vestudra publication, Delhi. Book 2, AI and IoT based smart healthcare system, Sanjay Kumar Sinha, in intelligent data centric system, implementation of a smart healthcare system using AI, IoT and blockchain, Academic Press 2023. He has also have also 35 research publication to his credit. It's all to his and thank you, sir.
Thank you, Arunji. So let us give a big hand to Arunji and for our resource person. I am privileged, sir. I feel privileged to invite you to present your talk on water pollution and recent trends in water conservation, which is of much interest for all of us as a person working in the field as well as a general citizen of the society. Please.
Just a second, sir. For the information of all, the August forum, that sir is also the committee member, R&D committee member of the board. Sir is actively assisting us in various topics. And recently, we also collaborated in one national level seminar also. And also, so for the information of all who are present over here, this a monthly scientific interactive lecture series is an earnest attempt by the board to take the recent advancements of the recent developments in the environment sector among the academia, researchers, students, school students, college students, and the common people. So this is an attempt to outreach the people about the recent happenings and to garner the support of the common public among and also the academia for active research and publicity awareness. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. So let me first thank Bihar State Pollution Control Board to invite me and give an opportunity to interact with the members present over here and other scientific community who are connected. So Honorable Chairman, sir, Honorable Member Secretary of Bihar State Pollution Control Board, all the distinguished scientists and the persons who are present today in this session, and the others who are connected online. Today's topic, however, it is actually on water pollution and the conservation. But being a person of material science, our work is mainly on to develop some of the process or actually the treatment of polluted water, as well as to just get out some of the added materials from the polluted water. So that's why in my presentation, I have focused on three things. The first is, as our member secretary sir was just now mentioning, that the present scenario of these actually the water pollution. So I would like to just focus on that in my few slides. Then, as I mentioned, since I'm also looking the incubation center of BIT Mesra Patna campus, so actually I would like to focus on some of the aspects of water pollution which may be beneficial for the entrepreneurs or our future enterprises. So few slides I have actually dedicated on that part, and then finally I have added a few slides on actually the present the various kind of projects and others which are being undertaken by Government of India as well as our state government for the water conservation. So as we know that the water pollution, when we talk about the water pollution, the number first, the municipal water pollution or the pollutant from municipality water pollution, that comes first. But the main problem that we are facing is actually the filtration of our industrial polluted water. So I have actually just tried to incorporate the municipal water waste as well as the industrial water waste. And as we all know that still, whatever the treatment plant we are running in various places, we do not have dedicated filtration for the pesticide or the agriculture effluent, I mean the fertilizer or the hydrocarbons or the medicine which we are throwing in water, actually the pharmaceuticals. So I try to just add a few slides which may be taken as the future solution actually. If we just go, since our chairman sir is here actually, so actually if we will try to just incorporate those in our treatment system in some way, then actually that would be beneficial for all of us. So as I just mentioned that waste to wealth from these actually the wastewater, how our young generation, they can actually make some employment or the wealth. That part also I have incorporated. Then one of the United Nations has recently appreciated the one village on this actually the water, I mean these the polluted water filtration. That is actually the Bandi village. It is in actually Yamunanagar district of Haryana. So I thought to just give a little actually just to include this also because they are doing very well. And then actually these we all know, just now member secretary sir was actually mentioning about the groundwater is the worsening condition actually. So the few slides are also on that part. Then water conservation, what are the actually the existing, I mean the processes, few slides I have incorporated on that also. And my main interest, that is actually I have incorporated in last, being a teacher actually, I feel that as a teacher or coming from the teaching fraternity community, we can actually we can much more contribute in the awareness of the general masses through our student. And so that also I have actually included one of the slide because I feel that this is very important. Now, a few facts and figure on this groundwater and wastewater. This is on our country actually. The figure is on our country. So if suppose we are just going through this figure, the present available, these actually the groundwater resources. This is a recent figure, 22 figure of Central Groundwater Board. So we have actually the 407.4 billion cubic meter water available. And presently, we are actually annually, we are extracting 241.31 BCM. So this figure, it looks good actually. Okay, we have 407.4 billion cubic meter and we are only extracting 241.31 billion cubic meter. So it just gives us some relief kind of thing. But the thing is that the depletion rate is very, very high actually. I have taken one actually 1.62 times per annum. This depletion rate is actually the average one. However, in Punjab actually, I have seen that the depletion rate is 5.5 times per annum. So we are actually drawing too much of water. So it is actually predicted by one of the paper that by 2040, I mean the 2040, now actually we are in 2023, we may have a big trouble actually. We may have a big trouble if we will not take some, I mean, combined steps, because these kind of things are, this does not lie only on the government side actually. The whole, all the what we say, the stakeholders all have to involve together actually, because this is the situation is something like the war, we can say. Rate of discharge, if we talk about the rate of discharge, so it is actually decreasing. It is decreasing. For situation is not good actually. However, a recent report, it says that some there is some actually the good information also that slowly we are improving in discharge. But then also due to the fast urbanization, the discharge is actually the decreasing. And this is one small figure that per person, we are actually per day, per person, we are using around 200 to 300 liter of water for the different, our domestic household works. And out of these actually the 200 liters, only 1% are actually, we can say that actually those are some of the contaminant, like the food scraps or some oil, or of course bacteria and virus, it will be there because it is a wastewater, detergent and others, medicine and cosmetics. but 99% are actually the water that we can use again actually. So recycling, that is very important. We must give stress on that actually. We must emphasize on that. Municipal wastewater treatment, if suppose we are considering what we are doing in treatment of municipal wastewater, then as you know that usually the two steps process are being followed. First is actually by using the gravels or some area actually, we try to settle some of the heavy particle which is actually flowing in the water. And the second one is actually by using some of the electrical method or by just using some of the chemicals, we are destroying those actually the microorganism. So this process in almost whatever I have actually tried to just know, whatever I have got from literature, that almost in all those treatment plants, we are actually not using the method which can filter the most harmful kind of, the contaminants. Those are actually harming our health, okay, through flora, fauna, or through actually the animals. All those the chemicals which are being mixed in our municipal wastewater. So that we are not doing it. Now, so this is one status actually of how much we are actually doing treatment, how much amount of our municipal waste or this wastewater we are doing treatment. So it is surprising that the class 2 towns, class 2 cities, our wastewater treatment is actually only 3.7%. So the source is actually our Central Pollution Control Board. So we can rely on this actually the data, and the class 1 cities, this is actually the percentage, total percentage is 24%. So we actually need to have actually do much more actually treatment. We must increase this actually the percentage, and surprisingly, we always say that okay, we are going towards the what we say in agriculture sector. Slowly we are going towards the old methods, the old systems, but still just see that what is actually the 80% increase in the use of the fertilizer, 240% increase in the use of pesticide in 10 years I'm talking. So this is actually the alarming 240% or the 80%. So there are a lot of use of this fertilizer and pesticide. Then the fertilizer and pesticide treatment, this actually I have collected perhaps in the year of 2022. One machine was installed in Amroha, Uttar Pradesh, and they have used activated carbon to filter out fertilizer and pesticide. And as the report says that it is working satisfactorily, and the cost is also, not very high. So one can actually go for this kind of, we should think on installing this kind of activated carbon-based treatment plant for filtration of fertilizer and pesticides. And what I found very interesting in this machine is they are using carbon charcoal, actually coconut charcoal for making the activated carbon. So if suppose we are using this kind of machine, so we are also just utilizing those waste, the coconut waste also we are utilizing with the filtration. Then water pollution load by industries, I have tried to collect it. So number first is First is actually the steel industry. Steel industry, they are producing, the much more polluted water. And this is just a figure of various industries in our country, how much they are actually producing wastewater. So we can write that ranking. First ranking is iron and steel, then the second one is third one is aluminium, then the fourth one is petrochemical. So these are actually just a figure that how much they are producing polluted water. Now actually I would like to just mention present in this August gathering about some of the possibility of what we say the recovery of some of the valuable materials from our waste water. So the bioplastic recovery, this I found very interesting because these days actually we are this is one of the main challenge. Polythene is our main challenge. So if we could make the bioplastic by the help of our wastewater, so that would be very nice. And this technology, sir, I would like to just say that this technology is already existing, but the feasibility study and others that is required actually. But this is available, and this PHA, which are actually biological polymer having the same characteristic which the polyfilms have. So this can be made. This is a good alternate of our plastic, and the biopolymer is naturally synthesized. So since the bacteria are involved in the synthesis, so this I found very interesting. So our youth actually they can think on this actually. If they wish, they can just explore this technology, because this is having a potential. Because you know that in our state actually 100% plastic is banned. Okay, and in almost all the states have the ban on plastics. So if we can make the alternative plastic by some bioplastic, so that is very nice. Now the second thing, the fertilizer can also be made with the help of the wastewater, NPK fertilizers. So this destroyed precipitation, this I found in our literature actually. This is also possible, but again I would like to repeat, especially for the future entrepreneur actually, if they are connected now, that this is also an area, because these nitrogen fertilizers, this the demand of this fertilizer. So if we can make the fertilizer by help of the municipal wastewater, that would be helpful for our country. Then the heavy metal recovery, I found these metals, whether it is nickel or the chromium or the copper or cadmium, because there is a lot of mixing. I have found in one of the literature that almost 70% wastewater from industry side, it is actually getting mixed in our the municipal wastewater. So in municipal wastewater, there is actually the literature that the various metals are actually present. So the heavy metal recovery, there is process to recover it from our municipal wastewater. So our youth actually they must explore these kind of important informations, because this is actually related to the enterprise as well as the employment, and at the same time our youth, they will also serve our for clean environment. So the Bandi village of Yamunanagar, Haryana state. they have actually what they simple process they have adopted actually in their village. They collected the affluent in a pond, you know that it is almost in all the villages, it is actually present. And they actually filter it in a proper process, and they are using those water for irrigation as well as the groundwater, what we say, the recharge. So this village is one of the example, and we should go and just see that what they are doing, because United Nations has appreciated this village, and I have seen they are actually the news in various other agencies. So this I thought to just incorporate this also. Now let us just come on a few slides on our water conservation. So it is what we say, the appreciable steps of government that the Bureau of Water Use Efficiency, they are doing very well actually. So now if suppose I'm living in a flat, then perhaps in coming time, I must monitor day by day or the month by month or the year by year, what is the change in my water use in my flat. Okay, so the monitoring as well as the try to just reduce the use of those that is actually required these days, and Bureau of Water Use Efficiency actually just trying to just incorporate those actually the water use efficiency, various sector, irrigation, then drinking water supply, power generation, or the industries. So it is very helpful actually the steps. Now one of the campaign, Sahi Fasal, because this agriculture sector, we know that the environment, it is changing very fast. Season is also actually, it is what we say, there is a change in the season. So if suppose we would able to just make our farmers to understand that which actually I mean what they should grow in their land actually. So that would be very much helpful, or water conservation also, because if suppose I am growing something which is actually the much more what we say, the water required, our what we say, then actually that would actually make a problem for our making the water level proper. So the Sahi Fasal campaign, this required to just what we say, we should campaign for it. Our student community as well as others, they should come and help the different government bodies, they associate with the government bodies, our faculties and others, to just spread these actually the available, what we say, the program and others. So similarly, I found these one of the government's project, Amrit Sarovar project, that is not actually visible. I am not able to see the present actually this is latest availability of our water bodies in all the different districts of on the up of the slide. But the main what we say, the main our message is that for water conservation, these Mission Amrit Sarovar, they have actually the mission to at least to maintain 75 water bodies in each district in our country. Okay, so slowly these actually the pond or the other water bodies, they are slowly actually becoming like what we say, as our this urbanization is growing, so this is a problem which in all the places we are facing. So this mission, Amrit Sarovar mission, this requires what we say, it should be all the stakeholders should actually, should try to just make it much more, what we say, the successful. Similarly, this Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain, this program, I found this is actually the successfully, this program is conservation program is running actually. And 2022 campaign, the third in the series of this Jal Shakti Abhiyan, which was actually launched in 2022 only. So all the blocks of all district, rural as well as urban area, it is actually harvesting, rainwater harvesting and others is actually the aim or their ultimate goal to just maintain those. Now these intervention of campaign under this Jal Shakti Abhiyan, the water conservation, rainwater harvesting. So these are actually the part of this project, this Yojana, such that our water bodies, it will actually be richer day by day, setting up Jal Shakti Kendra in all districts. So these are actually the related to this Jal Shakti Abhiyan. So this we all should understand these actually the Abhiyans. These Abhiyans are for us actually, for the general people. So whatever role we can play, we should come forward actually. Small steps that we can take together for conservation of water. These are actually our day-to-day, what we as an individual, as a family, what we can do. We can think on the recycling the water, grey water, I mean the water which we are using in our kitchen or let us say those kind of water, which is not the toilet water, I mean. So the recycling system for the grey water, that is actually the helpful. Then rainwater harvesting, it should also be made compulsory. I feel that in my house or in my locality, in my flat, the rain harvesting, it should be mandatory for us actually. Then the efficient irrigation technology, it is helpful. This one is also helpful. Efficient irrigation technology. Then the water meter, as I mentioned that if we can monitor the water which we are using as a family or as a per day, how much we are using, and when we are using more, when we are using less. And these days it is very common. If we move in the town, actually, we can usually we see that the water, it is flowing unnecessary with a big high pressure. So the pressure reducing valve, now this is a technology age. So we can use such type of sensors or something, low cost sensor, I mean, which can understand that when it has to be used and when it has to be stopped. And the tap water and the showers, certainly we can control those also in our day-to-day use. In the toilet systems, I have seen the many proposals of toilets where water, the very less amount of water that is actually required. And the urinals, with some, there are actually the urinals which do not at all require in water. So we can go for these kind of systems also, because they have adsorbent kind of material, and later on that will also be used, those adsorbent that can also be used for some of the value added value addition. Now, this is about our incubation and institution innovation cell at BIT Patna campus. We are trying to just make our students are trying to make few systems in which our organic waste that can be after filtration of that methane that can be just bottled as a CNG. Then the second one is that bottled CNG, if we can use for electric power generation. And the third one is resource recovery from municipal waste, because in our campus here in Patna, we are facing is actually the management of our water management inside the campus. So we have submitted one project also, collaborative project for this resource recovery, DST Government of India. Now, all these works, these important, these the awareness and what we say monitoring, these require a lot of manpower. So that's why I would like to urge all the stakeholders, including the faculties or the company owners or industry owners, as well as our students, that please come together and try to just do something which will help in the to protect these actually the what we say the water body or the our environment. So there is a need, sir, to form these the environment protection volunteers kind of thing, because you know that this the environmental science. This is taught in UG and PG classes, but for high school, it is actually elective paper. And I think that some of the practical work related to the protection of environment or the awareness among the masses to protect the environment or to make aware the general masses about the government's, what we say, the project and other to protect the environment. I think that the environment protection volunteers, I think it should, that kind of, if something will actually come in our society, school, colleges, so that would be helpful. So these actually the students who are having environment science and if they are doing good for environment protection, so they should be recognized as well as, if possible, because it is a policy matter, if the in employment and other, if they will get some kind of, I mean, some kind of benefit, like our NCC cadet, that would be a great help actually. So with these actually, I would like to thank all of you for the opportunity of this interaction. And thank you, sir. Thank you to you all.
Thank you, Professor Sinha, for this wonderful presentation. And yes, water conservation is the need of the hour, and the government is also taking many steps for it. And our state government has also launched a very ambitious project, that is the Jal Jeevan Haryali mission, that is for restoration of our water bodies, and it is showing results also. And a very large number of our lost and forgotten, I can say, water bodies have been rejuvenated. So that is a praiseworthy effect. But yes, I do agree that government at its own level, whether the state government or the central government, they are doing their duty. But as an individual, it is the responsibility of every person, every individual of the society to save, I can say, every drop of water, because we are going to face water scarcity. Rather, we are facing water scarcity all over the world. More and more areas are becoming water scarce, and water scarce every year, I can say, day by day. So again, a lot of thanks to you. And now I would invite the participants who have joined us offline as well as online for their queries or questions or any suggestions or any remarks. You are most welcome. Yes.
Oh, well, so no question at all, but I would like to just supplement and just apprise the achievements taken with respect to the conservation of water in our state, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for a kind nice presentation with respect to this water pollution and conservation of water. So very good initiative in the states have been taken for the conservation of water in the state of Bihar, at least, and not only state of Bihar, rather on country level, with respect to the industrial sector is concerned. As our member secretary was rightly saying that some the groundwater depletion is of course is going on, and that the more blocks have been identified as over-exploited area. In 2013, according like 25 blocks, now it has gone to the 8 blocks. But at the same time, the government initiative have been taken by notifying the central groundwater notification with respect to the regulation of the groundwater, sir. And that under this regulation and the administration notification, very good steps had to be taken. Industrial sectors have to take the certificate from the sectors other usual for the abstraction of groundwater, and without that certification, the pollution will not allow any industry to go for operation or establishment. That is good thing, sir. A very good initiatives have been also taken for the industrial sector, like the with respect to water consumption, sir, in respect to the distilleries. In distilleries and other industries also, of course, we are trying our best to recycle the wastewater that coming from a treatment, and that to be is being utilized in the plant process itself. So the concept of JLD is well implemented in the state of Bihar, sir, by different industries like distilleries, particularly distilleries, and of course in pulp paper industry like that. So that is the concept of JLD. Also is in process, or is that is output of the that is the conservation of water. Earlier, what the industrial sector we are discharging, that is generating the effluents, treated, and that was discharged to the inlet surface water. Now they are supposed to treat the wastewater and reuse the plant itself by different modes as suggested by the board or by Government of India in a mode. Sir, as far as the water reuse of the wastewater of domestic wastewater is concerned, so data that presented by you, that is very long by 2000 CBC data. Of course, very good. That very scenario has changed, sir, now in our country. Very good initiative taken by the Government of India for the conservation of for the level of rejuvenation Ganga River and Ganga Action Plan. Then came to the Ganga National Ganga River Authority form. Then further, the National Namami Ganga Mission has constituted. And as per the different mode of that government's initiatives, that sewage management system is being in practice now. Of course, we are not having provided that total system in the state, but under the Namami Gange program, the wastewater that coming from the different sectors from domestic water. As far as in our Bihar, sir, it is 141 urban local bodies, and we try our best to identify the total wastewater generated from the different urban local bodies, and that it came to the some perhaps we identified a total of number of actually 500 something drains, and that we are perhaps directly discharging to the river system on land. But the government National Mission for Ganga has taken initiatives, and the state also is taking initiative part of that to build up that STP, and that wastewater is being treated by the, of course, the STP system. The STP system is totally on the based on the biological treatment, but still, as you are saying that, rightly saying that the pharmaceutical waste products like pesticide were not being that is treated very properly. So that as per that we had model that shown earlier, that charcoal system that is be adopted or being adopted somewhere in Jamnanagar. But only the best technology that's suitable for the that is the absorption method for the absorption of pesticide like that. So that considering that waste pollution load, that wastewater under domestic sector is being being implemented But of course, it will take time, certain times due to COVID-19, something like that, that the target would not achieved. But hope this fine key our state or the country will have the very proper treatment system for the domestic wastewater in the country, sir. Of course, definitely the industrial sector, we have already implementing the provisions that Government of India for conservation water, like sugar industry. So we are only allowed for the treatment of wastewater for the irrigation purpose. In distillery, we are allowing them to operation of the plant with respect to gel system. In the case of slaughterhouses like that, we are trying to get it treated and further use the canal technology, that is irrigation purpose. So waste technology available there, sir. Just Naveen, you are saying there, sir. Sir, our government has also taken Jal Jeevan Hariyali mission. It's a very good initiative by government of Bihar. I mean, approximately 25,000 crores perhaps that was invested on that account. Of course, sir. Definitely, sir. That the groundwater that is the states on the groundwater that saying that in the future 2042, of course, the depletion rate will be high. So very panic situation. But sir, once we will come across the scenario of the groundwater, scenario of the wastewater generation, and that initiative taken for the treatment, if the proper awareness is created, definitely we will be able to achieve the target and we will be able to conserve the water system. Correct. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jaiswalji. Yes, sir.
One beautiful lecture, sir. Wonderful,
Actually, to add
knowledgeable.
upon, Bihar is one of the pioneering state when it comes to water harvesting, water conservation.
Yeah.
Way back during the Mauryan period, there is a system of Ahar Fine system.
Yes.
In the Magad division area, you can find in Gaya district, Nawada, and others. Still it's working fine. And that makes the people self-reliant. And also, still this is working. It's working. It's a very wonderful, successful traditional water harvesting system. This should be declared as a sort of a world heritage when it comes to conservation of water.
So what is the possibility of resource recovery, sir?
Yeah.
Can we think on?
So as of now, state government is actively with the able support of the central government. They are implementing, they are commissioning sewage treatment plants. What you have been speaking about, the urban liquid waste sewage, and Jaiswalji has amply highlighted about the water treatment facilities being undertaken by the industries. So this has been undertaken under the Namami Gange scheme. National Mission for Clean Ganga is funding this activity. As of now, sir, in Patna, I think 7 STPs have been completed. But the intersection and diversion, that is the networking of the channelization of the wastewater is still a major issue, and the project is underway right now. It will take another 1.5 years to get completed. Yes. So once if all these things are done in place, definitely we will have a good water treatment facility. But here, my request to you is, sir, especially that when you have been highlighting about your incubation center there, recovery of resources from the wastewater. So we can, I think it's good to have some pilots for with this STPs which are being constructed as well. That can be attempted, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because sir, my concern always goes for we treat a lot of water, even with the existing facility we have. But the after treatment, the water is again wasted. We are not able to utilize it.
Sir,
So that is-
I would like to give the 2 very good examples in the state for the resource recovery system. As far as the co-processing concerned in cement industry, we hazardous waste, other waste that is going to be co-processed in the cement industry. The co-process is example of the waste recovery as well as the resource recovery as well as the energy recovery. Number 1. Number 2 is that is distillery effluents. That is spent was that is coming from the distillery effluents that is treated through the biomethanation or multi-bag evaporation, and then further allowed to will produce a biocompost, that NPK fertilizer, with the pre-smut that being generated from sugar mills. So that is good ratio with the NPK ratio, and that is the resource recovery from the wastewater in our states.
Also, sir, the board as part of as per the direction from Honorable National Green Tribunal, in one of the original application, the state government was directed to prepare SOP for groundwater conservation.
Yes.
Actually, that in order to conserve the groundwater, it was proposed that the treated sewage water can be reused. So by that way, the surface fresh water can be conserved. At the same time, the groundwater can also be saved. So we played an active role in preparing the draft SOP for the state government, and that happened. I think that has been passed by the cabinet.
Yes, sir, you signed.
Cabinet, in which we have imposed one particular, I still remember, we both were involved in preparing that SOP draft, that we proposed a water audit for the beverage industries, and also the quantum of water being used by the beverage industries. The same quantum of water has to be conserved by each industry, maybe within the premises or even outside the premises, somewhere in the form of any watershed development or any tank in the outskirts of any villages.
Similarly, like plastic waste.
Exactly.
We generate the plastic, then
Yes, sir. I think that's in the final stage of
Of course,
notification.
that is the requirement of the notification government.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shah ji, please.
Well, online,
आप कुछ बोल
actually, it was really a recapitulation of entire water history and
All the
all
government schemes
government
and
policies. And the
integrated.
Bureau of Water Use Efficiency is a new intake for me because I was really not going.
In fact,
I was not
It was
It was a new thing, and they are going to have district offices. District offices, that's a new thing. It was notified in 2022. But I was not knowing this is a new intake and we will be using this thing. The issue initially you pointed out that including the medicine that we are taking, the excess medicine goes out of our body as an excretory system to urinary system, and ultimately it goes to the water and it spoils the microorganism. This is a real challenge for us. Optimization of medicine intake. Because earlier we were suffering from excessive use of fertilizer, pesticide. Now the antibiotics, steroids,
Pharmaceutical waste.
all these are going
Residues of
to
pharmaceutical.
after treatment. The excess water, our kidney is filtering it, and the excess goes out through our urine, and it's a challenge for us. And what to do, I was not understanding what to do, all the things. The other aspect you told you have mentioned that is that we are in the good thing, including our chairman sir was telling, we were discussing that the frequency and the duration of rainfall is increased experiencing this year. And we are about to get, sir, 98% recovery in the monsoon. That is a good intake. That's why in October 18 also, we are having a good breathing here. This is the Chairman sir keeps on carrying some statistics work, and we keep on discussing what is happening on everyday basis. So this is one of the things. And the small steps, the bio toilet you have told about, the dry toilet, it is used in CPC. We call it dry toilets. And it is some absorbents are being used, and it works very nicely. We can also think of having that bio toilet, so we'll be able to save some water in this aspect also. And overall, what we have learned, everything is good. Water is life, and water is our civilization, and water is our future also. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sir.
There was
So,
water cess act
Uh,
earlier. Water cess act.
right?
In 2018, it was repealed actually.
So, any of our online participants, if you have any questions, you are welcome. Otherwise, I propose a big hand to Professor Sinha. And I request Chairman sir to declare the topic of our next lecture, that will be the 17th lecture, scheduled for November 22nd to 2023, sir. So please.
Thank you very much, Professor Sinha. for this covering the most important area in totality. In fact, water conservation is very important for us. And one thing I would like to add that there is a plastic is also causing water as a water. In fact, in one of the study which we have conducted in the forest department, we have found that the phthalate content is very high in Patna especially. And now the microplastics has emerged as a great pollutant which are harming our water ecosystem. The other important point is that in fact in Patna there is no metering of water. So people are using excess of water. It results in excess of effluents and our STP system is not able to. If we don't have meters in domestic or industrial water use, then our no amount of investment in STP will solve. So first step, most of the agencies are given that emphasis on the metering of the water. When you take a small amount or something very little, but there should be metering. That is the key for water conservation. The other thing is about the rainwater harvesting, because there are two things. One is harvesting rainwater and recharging the groundwater. That is one. The second is in some of the states, so like in southern states, they are storing the rainwater. That is also important. If we take it as mandatory for, especially in big, in every houses, to store the rainwater and use it for work. So some of the problems can be solved. The key thing is the metering. If we are pricing the water, if we are not pricing the water, it will be used like anything. Because we have
misused and abused.
because we have seen that we can price the water, but we cannot price the air.
Right.
Because the same thing, if it is something public good, like air, the environment, so then there is a common property resource problem. So it will happen. So here is the opportunity to price the water, and only this is the only way we can conserve and protect our water resources. Correct. In the next lecture series, we are having the 17th lecture that is scheduled on November 22, and Professor Pooja Sharma, Department of Economics, Dawlat Ram College, University of Delhi, will be delivering this. And the topic is climate change and imperatives on sustainability. It is a very important lecture because a person from economics is telling about the economic condition, because all through our lecture series, we are touching on the scientific aspects. But we are in a society, economics is also important, and it governs both decision making and us and politicians. Thank you very much.
So may I request you, sir, to present a memento to Dr. Sinha?
फोटोग्राफ कोई ले लेते मोबाइल पे अच्छा मोबाइल
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
थैंक यू सर
Thank you, sir.
Now, I would like to request the S.N. Jaisalji, scientific advisor of the board, to propose a vote of thanks on the occasion.
कार्यक्रम की अंत में जो औपचारिकता के रूप में धन्यवाद ज्ञापन का जो मेरे कहा गया है, आदरणीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, सदस्य महोदय और इस कार्य के हमारे मुख्य वक्ता एसके सिन्हा साहब और इस मासिक व्याख्यान माला शिक्षा में उपस्थित ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स गण, सबसे पहले मैं अपना धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा एसके सिन्हा साहब को, जो अपने ज्ञान से पार्टिसिपेंट को लाभान्वित करने का प्रयास किया। सर, आपका जो भी प्रेजेंटेशन दिया आपने, स्थिति जो पर्यावरण के लिए जो सामान्य रूप से जो हमारी पहचान है, हमारी व्यवस्था है और हमको क्या आवश्यकता करनी है, क्या अवेयरनेस करना है, और विशेष करके बीआईटी द्वारा भी आपके जो बहुत केस स्टडी करके और जो व्यवस्था की जा रही है वाटर कंजर्वेशन में, बहुत ही इनिशिएटिव आप लोगों को दिया गया, बहुत ही प्रशंसनीय है। और मैं अंत रूप से सभी लोगों को इस कार्यक्रम से जुड़े हुए सभी लोगों को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि आप लोगों ने इस कार्यक्रम में आकर इसको सफल बनाया, और भविष्य में इसी तरह के व्याख्यान माला को हम लोग क्रम में आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे, और बढ़ते हुए अपने उद्देश्यों को इससे लाभान्वित होते रहेंगे, और उद्देश्यों को प्राप्त करने में हम प्राप्त कर अपने कर्तव्यों का निर्वहन करते रहेंगे। धन्यवाद सर।
Thank you. Thank you. Jaiswal ji. And I believe there is some arrangement for refreshments.
Yes, yes.
So, I will-